Welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show. Welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show. 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 Dub Show. Welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show.
It's November to remember. Happy November the 1st. But now, before we get into things, there is a special wish we want to give a certain someone.
Oh, yes.
But I'll let you do the honors because you are married to her, so you may have first dibs.
Well, before we get the Mizzle An Dub Show started, and again, welcome back to another edition. Hope you guys enjoy what we're about to bring to you. Be a lot of passion on this one. But before we get started, there's a very special person in my life birthday today, November 1st. It's my wife. Happy birthday, babe. Love you. And here's to many more.
Thank you for watching the show and being the ass to this guy's hole, because you are definitely Mrs. Asshole, which is why I call y'all Mr. and Mrs. Asshole. But nonetheless, enjoy the next chapter, and here's to another trip around the sun, and make this birthday the best one yet. So,
yes,
as we close week 8 and go into week 9, and unfortunately, I was kind of right November already. I'm disappointed because I really was awaiting to see Philadelphia be Philadelphia tonight in Game 3, but Game 3 of the World Series was postponed due to weather, so it will hopefully pick back up tomorrow.
Yeah,
with games 3, 4, and 5. But as you know, anytime Philadelphia involves itself in postseason, it's something like none other.
I just so happen to be part of that fan base. Well, when it comes to basketball, I don't do the baseball or the football, but the basketball, I am a Philadelphian. I just love how so being a Raider fan and a Philly fan, it's like the passion is always there. So I want to really see what Philly was going to bring tonight with especially on Halloween. You knew they was going to bring it tonight. You just knew the atmosphere was going to, off top, just being the World Series. And then being that it was on Halloween, man, that was going to be a tremendous baseball game. But it should be played very well tomorrow, which we'll dial into that.
Well, tonight,
lead us into the Monday Night Football, as I was at work tonight, so I didn't get a chance to watch football. So pretty much Dub is going to handle this part of the football game. But I did see a few highlights, so I'll chime in. But take the floor, brother.
I'll say this. One team that wore orange that plays in Ohio showed up tonight. And it was the team without a logo, the Cleveland Browns. And I really didn't know this going into tonight's game. I did not know that Joe Burrow is now 0-4 against the Browns in his shocker. Joe Burrow's shocker. But there's a lot of things I could take from this. One, the Bengals desperately missed Jamar Chase. 2, I don't understand why they did not establish Joe Mixon, who's a talented running back in the running game, considering that you're missing your number one target. But also, in that sense, Nick Chubb is a very special running back. Give me some points, young man, yet again.
Get your points. Get your points.
Amari Cooper run routes and can still catch the football. He had himself a nice game, 5 for $131 on a touchdown. And the all-hands catch he did on that deep pass by Jacoby Brissett was on the money. And yes, that is definitely in the top 10. But the Browns still feel like they have a shot. They're 3-5. They're in their bye week along with the Steelers. The Bengals go to 4-4, sitting one game behind the Ravens, to which the Ravens, as if they needed more help on defense. You add an all-time guy in Roquan Smith, a fellow Georgia Bulldog.
Yes.
one of the best running backs, sideline to sideline.
Agreed.
And you put outset on this Ravens defense. So defense didn't need the help, but they get the help adding Roquan Smith to that defense. So
well, it's pretty smart because in that division, it's some running backs in that division. So to add his caliber of a player, I mean, he can, like you said, he can play sideline to sideline. He can cover the tight end. Yeah, that's a good pickup for the Ravens.
I'll say this. He is a ball hawk. He is sideline to sideline, one of the best tacklers in football.
Yes.
And it's just, it's a great, great pickup. And it's like, if you're the Chicago Bears, are you punting the season away? Now, keep in mind, the last two games, Justin Fields has thrown the ball well and has played well, and they're finally doing some things offensively and trying to play to a skill set. So I don't know what that means going forward. Bears get a lot of draft picks. So if you're the Bears GM, you really need to hit on these draft picks, and you get a lot of draft picks for next season. So the Bears have a whole lot of draft capital, if you will, going into 2023. But however, with that said, and I wish we would have done this week one, to which we'll start doing this next year. But coming in on the last 2 weeks, I'm 17-12. My partner is 15-13. We both went 9-6 this week. So his upset special didn't work. My upset special didn't work for the most part.
I got an upset special for you tonight.
We'll see what that means. But the Browns get the win, 32-13. So a good way for the Browns.
We was on that one, right?
We both took a nail because we both picked Cincinnati, of course. Any given Sunday, any given Monday, any given Thursday. It just how it happens. So
you play the game.
That's why indeed you play the game. But also I have to say, Eli, you are funny. You are definitely the funnier of the Manning brothers. But I have to ask, what in the hell are you wearing that mask for? Why? Mask on. I'm help me understand it, please.
I don't understand it either.
We'll also get to we got team names for the reincarnation of the XFL for a third time. We'll also touch on that later on today. So, recapping the NFL, at times it was a struggle, but the Ravens do get the win over the Buccaneers, 27-22, and is there disarray in the locker room of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? It might be feeling that way.
Hey, what my man do on Wild 'N Out? Shaky.
But I mean, Lamar again, 2 touchdown passes.
Of course.
For once, Lamar Jackson was not the leading rusher. Gus Edwards decides to come back and say, "Hey, I can throw the ball." Hi, how are you?
Do this.
Yes. Mike Evans came back to life, but the Buccaneers did not score in the third and second quarter and waited too late to get back in the game. So the Ravens go to 5-3. Buccaneers on the air now go to 3-5. And a very entertaining game took place in London, England. The Broncos did enough to get the win, 21-17. But as you said, as we talked about this earlier this morning, sunshine. You can't turn the ball over in the red zone. That's a big number. But also,
I guarantee he won't do it next week.
Credit, Justin Simmons made a heck of a play to grab that interception, though. Tremendous.
Already a tremendous player. So
yes.
That's not shocking what he just did right there.
But also, you saw why the Jaguars made James Robinson expendable, because Travis Etienne, we said this the year, even though he got injured, we said he's going to get it right. And Travis Etienne is starting to be that bell cow for the Jaguars because he was hitting some holes. He had himself a solid game. He had 24 carries for a $156 and a touchdown. And I will tell you, the Jaguars are going 16, and number one goes Doug Peterson. I think Mr. Khan got it right by making Doug Peterson the head coach. The Jaguars will get it right because they have played a lot better.
Who they play next week?
Football team.
Huh?
They play your football team next week.
Okay. Let's go.
But what I'm saying is once the Jaguars get this right, because the Jaguars have played a lot better than what their 2-6 record has shown.
For sure.
And
easily they hold the lead. They lose. They always lose it within the third or fourth quarter. Mainly the fourth quarter. They just don't. They don't hold it.
Once they learn to close, they'll get it right. And I'm really getting tired.
How long we been saying that about the Chargers, though?
Very true. Very true. I trust Doug Peterson more than I would trust Brandon Staley, the Chargers head coach.
Yep, because one has won a Super Bowl.
Yes, that is
the Super Bowl.
Plus one used to play quarterback in this league.
Let's say that with Nick Foles. And I believe Herbert is a way better quarterback than Nick Foles.
Don't lose Super Bowls to backup quarterbacks. You're the GOAT. You're not supposed to lose Super Bowls to backup quarterbacks. But I'll let them. But I digress. I'll let that. I'll just let that marinate for a minute. Yeah. But those three losses was to Peyton's little brother and a backup quarterback. Anyhow, I'm very tired of officials. We got this wrong. Of a win. Mr. DJ Moore made an outstanding play on an outstanding throw by PJ Walker, which should have gave the Panthers the win against the Atlanta Falcons. But they called. Now, yes, I know you're not supposed to take off your helmet.
But he was on the field of play.
But he was not. Yes, he was out of it. He was not on the field of play. It was after he had walked out of the in line to celebrate. But I'm just talking about we should have not thrown that flag. I'm tired of y'all saying that. Well, you know what? Y'all should get fined too for making up bonehead decisions. But that's just me. Anyhow, it turned into a 48-yard extra point attempt to which Eddie Pinheiro missed.
Then I was like, oh yeah, he's missing that. He's
then Young Hung Koo, who gets me fantasy points, gives the Falcons the win. Oh. And the Atlanta Falcons. Yes, the Atlanta Falcons.
Are in first place.
Even though there was nobody in the damn stands, which is horrible. There was nobody inside that stadium, but the Atlanta Falcons are in first place in the NFC South.
That's above Tom Brady.
Yes. And the Buccaneers, yes. But the Falcons get the win 37-34. The Cowboys, no Zeke. That's okay. Tony Pollard had himself a game.
The point.
14 carries, $131, 3 touchdowns. Dak Prescott was very efficient. 21 and 27, 250, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Justin Fields was actually 17-23, 151. He had 2 touchdowns. And yes, it will say the Bears lost by 20, which they did, but the Bears was pretty competitive because at one point they were within 5. But again, that force named Micah Parsons
is a problem.
Got his first NFL touchdown in a very unique way. But nonetheless, Cowboys go to 6-2. They get the win. And Jerry Jones said something very interesting after the game. He said, no, Zeke is still the starter, not Tony Pollard, even though I would mix them up. Nonetheless, the game he got right, the game I got wrong, but it was another competitive game. The Lions had a lead at halftime. They were up 10 at the half, and then they got shut out in the second half, and the Dolphins took over. I mean, you can't blow 10-point leads at the half, but that's just becoming.
Whoa! You can't blow a 20-point lead at half.
Dude, well, you just can't blow leads. Period of just double digits. That's just becoming.
I agree.
That's just becoming too much. But Tua Tagovailoa, 82 yards and 3 touchdowns, and that man Tyreek Hill continues to be a problem. He had 12 for $188, but the Dolphins get the win. They're 5-3 over the Lions, 31-27. Hill 12 for $188. Mr. Waddle 8 for 106 and 2 touchdowns. That dynamic duo just continues to be problems.
Yeah.
If and when Raheem Mostert decides wants to run the ball like he can, the Dolphins could be a very big problem offensively, but they get the win.
What's the point of running the ball when I got these powerhouses over here?
That's true too. When I have the reincarnation of Clayton and Duper, why do I need to run the ball? I get it. The Minnesota Vikings might be the quietest 6-1 team I've ever seen.
They're doing it right.
Yeah, they are. They get the win over the Cardinals, 34-26. Kirk Cousins was solid again, taking care of the ball, 232,
like
2 touchdowns. But it all predicates off of that man that went to Florida State University, that happens to wear the number 4, and that happens to play running back. Mr. Dalvin Cook, 20 carries, 1 on the yards. That's 111 for those that can't understand that, and a touchdown. And again, this man Justin Jefferson continues to remain a problem. He didn't find the end zone, but he had 6 catches for 98 yards. But on a side note, even though it wasn't a losing effort, Hopkins said, "Hi, I'm here. I'm back. And look, Mom, one hand." 12 for $159 and a touchdown. Kyler Murray threw the ball for 326, but he had 2 costly interceptions.
Yes, sir.
Which led to points for the Vikings.
Good.
And the Vikings maintain their lead in the NFC North. Like I said, the quietest 6-1 team you'll ever hear about. And you really might have to start talking about the Vikings as a serious contender.
Yep.
Perhaps make a run. Now, we said even before the season started, we like what they were doing.
Yep.
And we thought they can contend for the division.
Yeah.
We might be like geniuses on that thought.
Yeah.
About the Minnesota. Well, our friend of the program was very highly upset as, for some strange reason, the Jets just seem to not get right when they play a MetLife. They're 1-3 at home and took a tough loss by 5 to the Patriots, 22-17. Zach Wilson threw some costly interceptions, and it led to some Patriot points. And when you thought Bailey Zappi would get the start, no, it was Mac Jones. And screw you, Debo. He is not my boy. Stop saying that crap. Fuck Mac Jones. Anyhow, at the start, and it was okay. Stevenson was everywhere. And on a side note, Garrett Wilson, the rookie from Ohio State, had himself a nice game. He had 6 for 1.
Give me points because I started him. Let's go.
Despite the fact that Wilson did throw for 355, a career high, but still, you can't throw 3 interceptions. You gotta take care. You have to take care of the ball. Jets go to 5-3. Patriots go to
still got to go. They're still within it.
4-4. But we still like the direction that Robert Saleh has this team in. So
we've been preaching that.
It happens.
Preaching it. You can go back to when we first started this 2 years. About what? 2 years ago, sir? Are we on 2 years? We on 2 years?
Yeah, going on 2 years.
For 2 years. We talked about the Jets. the Jets. So they'll be all right. The kid still got to learn. He's not polished yet. Growing pains. That's what it is. You gotta go with it. Now, if he was like a 9-year vet, then you'd be a little upset. I wouldn't throw in the towel on him just yet.
Battle of Pennsylvania took place, and one team showed up, and that was the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh,
they go to 7-0. So the Dolphins of 1972 still have to have the champagne on ice. Jalen Hurts, 4 more touchdown passes. AJ Brown, 6 for 156. Half of the balls that he caught found the end zone. And
the one touchdown when he caught it over 2 of them, he hit the. Oh, that's cold. That's cold.
That's a bad man. And how ironic is this? How ironic is this? Of course, the Phillies and Astros are playing in the World Series.
Right.
And yes, I'm going early, but this Thursday night game is Houston against Philly. Thankfully, it's on streaming because I don't think you're going to see this massacre of the Eagles massacring the Texans.
It won't even be a challenge
on Thursday night. But
so you already know who we're picking on that one.
Correct. Anyhow, switching things. What we thought could have been a get right game. And I'm gonna turn the show over to my guy because he has some questions, and I know he's gonna lay a foot into his team's ass. So I'm gonna let you take over how pissed off you was watching your team in the Big Easy. The floor is yours.
We're doing that right now. This is what we're doing. There's nothing to talk about. What is there to talk about? There was nothing. The best receiver in the NFL had 1 catch for 3 yards. Do I have to say anything else?
You don't have to. You don't have to.
There was only 2 players on the Saints. And if you go back to the previous show, and I said you have to stop Alvin Kamara, who had 3 of them, who had not had a touchdown all year. I'll get to that in a second. And I said, Taysom Hill. They made Andy Dalton look like he's a Super Bowl fucking winning quarterback. Okay? There was, and then Chris Olave had and then the third down, we're getting off the field. There was not even a single corner within a spitting distance of a receiver. We couldn't tackle. The execution was just horrible. The best player that day was AJ Cole.
Jesus.
It was terrible. Spoiler alert, the Jaguars are going to run all over the Raiders Sunday. And I am picking the Jaguars to win Sunday. Yeah, spoiler alert. That's my upset alert. It's not even an upset alert. I wouldn't even call it upset alert. I don't think that, but see, if you've been a Raider fan long enough, this is the bullshit they pull when they travel. Don't matter who the coach is. When they travel to the east or south, whatever in that region, that's a display of football. I don't expect them to play any decent in Florida against the Jaguars. I don't. I see Travis Etienne just running all down. Bro, they couldn't even stop Pierce. We barely won that game against Houston.
That, folks, is what we call passion.
Sunshine gonna have Bro, Andy Dalton. I cannot sit. The man ain't been a start. Jameis Winston was on the bench. Andy Dalton. Alvin Kamara did not have a single touchdown all year. Saw the Raiders, 3 of them. Easy. there was no, what we'd say, there was no passion. If you look on the sideline, wasn't no coach trying to coach. Everybody was just so, like I said, I text you, they was on Bourbon Street the night before. I'm just gonna say that as me being a Raider fan, I'm just gonna believe that they probably wasn't, but I'm just gonna, in my mind right now, they was on Bourbon Street. I don't know what the hell was that team, because that was not the team that played the week before. And then if you look, why are we running jet sweeps with Devontae Adams? I will never understand that. I will never. On a 3rd and 2, we are running a jet sweep with Devontae Adams when our running back has been averaging over 6+ a carry. Look, you didn't let me talk about the damn Raiders. I didn't put my blunt out. This team is taking me on this kind of thing. They were a playoff team last year.
Right.
So you took a playoff team and you turned them to shit. Defense looks lost. I mean, Max Crosby is out there putting this. I know we miss Nate Hobbs. I know we do. But after Nate Hobbs, there's nobody. Darren Hartman can only do so much. I mean, when Denzel Perryman is missing tackles, that's
a problem, because he's a tackling machine, and he normally does not miss tackles.
I don't know. I've seen the movie before. Mark Davis already came out and said he ain't firing. He is not firing the coach. So we gonna ride with him. But it's frustrating is because they show you so much, and then when you see that New Orleans is the 31st rush D, and Josh Jacobs only has 46 yards.
3 yards to be exact.
How much?
43.
I was right. Damn. So, and then when you look at it, the blocking was horrible. Derek Carr just crumbles in the. Sometimes just throw the ball away, bro. Just throw it away. Live for another day. They didn't cross the 50-yard line into the 4th quarter with damn near 2 minutes left in the game. And you got the best wide receiver in the NFL. Josh Jacobs is a beast at running. You got Hunter Renfrow. And you couldn't cross the 50 in 3 quarters. 4, if you're going to be technical.
Well, I'll just say it like this. That's not good when Foster Moreau is your second leading receiver in the game.
And you have Devontae Adams.
Correct.
And I'm going to say this. Devontae Adams dropped a few balls too. It just wasn't perfect football all around. The execution just wasn't there. The defense wasn't there. Offense wasn't there. They all looked lost, even the coaching. Just
that's what we call frustration, passion, and from that, we'll move on to the late games. Well, it certainly helps for one Malik Willis when you have a beast of a man at running back.
Did he get 100 plus?
Carries, 219 yards, and 2 TDs.
And I believe with that puts him as the number 1 rusher for 200-yard games, right?
He tied Adrian Peterson, and I forgot the other
My bad.
back, but he is
I totally forgot about All Day. Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. That is 6 200-yard games that Derrick Henry has had in his career. Adds 219. Malik Willis only threw the ball 10 times in the whole game and wins the game.
Why?
The Titans.
Why?
Yeah. Again, why? Why throw the ball when you have number 22 in the backfield?
It's a bell cow back there.
Yeah. And not to mention, the Tulane Green Wave, Dontrell Hilliard had a nice 83 yards on the ground also. So it's not like Malik Willis needed to throw the ball. But the Titans get the win. They're 5-2 in the division, a clear hold lead in the AFC South. They beat the Texans 17-10. And lo and behold, the damn Commanders are at 500. So you mean to tell me that everybody in the NFC East is 500 or above? And I think that's the only division in football. Yeah, it's the only division in football that can say that. Like, they're the only division in football that has a Super Bowl winner.
Which
in that
everybody
division.
predict the AFC West was going to be the fire division, and it ain't. The AFC West ain't about a damn.
Again, we're not surprised at the fact that Tyler Heineke is a gamer. We're not surprised by this because again, we go back to the playoff game in the year the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl, and he gave the Buccaneers
one hell of a ride.
But he comes in, he wins, they find ways, and I mean, Mr. McClure comes back to his home state and says, I can still play 6 catches for $113. He gave somebody some fantasy points, but Commanders just finally get it done. And oh, by the way, Chase Young has been cleared to practice.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So that means Montez Sweat and Mr. Allen get some help because number 99 is about to make his return on that defense.
And don't think he ain't been trying to get out there and feast. He been watching.
He's been chomping to get. He's been chomping to get back on the field, and now the Commanders get one of their best players back on defense. So
that division might be a problem, bro.
Don't be surprised. Tommy is making a miraculous run just because 99 is making his return back to the Commanders.
I'm liking that division. I'm liking what the Giants are doing, and I'm not too much shocked what the Eagles are doing. Yeah, Cowboys are the Cowboys, and now the commies are saying, "Hey,
the commies, hey, we can play too."
Hey,
Sam Ellender wasn't bad. He was 17 of 23 for 201, but just something was just missing. But the Commanders were 7 points better and got the win, 17-10. It was tied at 13, but Geno Smith decided to throw the ball deep, and Tyler Lockett said, "Hi, I can still run."
Wait. Before that catch, Tyler Lockett had dropped a pass.
He had the Butterfingers. Yes, he did.
Geno went over there and talked to him, and it was the cameramans always do a good job when something goes on the sideline. They find that good moment. But you saw Geno still talking to him and was like, hey, whatever they were saying, pretty much saying, hey, I'm going to come back to you. Forget about that. Move on. Let's get back out there and let's try to win this game. Blah, blah, blah. The typical stuff. And then proceed.
Geno Smith threw the ball deep, and Mr. Lockett made up for it. And oddly enough, that in week 8 of the season, that the only game that would feature 2 teams above 500 for the whole entire day would be the Giants Seahawks. If you were to tell me that, I would have been like, what are you smoking? How good is it? And where do you get it from?
Hey, wait.
Because
it ain't over here happening with me.
Seahawks do what they do.
But wait, brother. Previous shows, me and you both said, if Geno Smith plays like the Geno Smith that was at West Virginia, or even the Geno Smith that played for the Jets, Seattle will have a chance. So we're not shocked at what we're seeing with Geno Smith, but it's how he's doing it that is more like, whoa. I mean, that game in New Orleans, he couldn't
wasn't his fault.
He couldn't do nothing wrong in that game. That man was out there slanging that rock. So seeing him what he's doing right now, again, my Raiders play the Seahawks.
Here's right so far right now. He has completed almost 73% of his passes. He's got a quarterback rating of 107. 13 touchdowns.
Taking care of the ball, right?
3 interceptions.
Taking care of the ball.
So the touchdown interception ratio is damn near almost 3-1.
Exactly.
He is taking care of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the only interception he had came against the Chargers, and that was in a win. But the game was well decided because the Seahawks were blowing out the Chargers. But again, he has taken care of the ball.
Yeah.
He's just been outstanding. And the Seattle Seahawks are in first place in the NFC West. Go figure.
Wow.
Go figure. Go figure. And even though my brother and in front of the programs, the Jets fan, Mr. McDonald, gave me crap on Sunday.
All day.
But for whatever reason.
We knew the outcome. Because you preach about it. I mean, on previous shows, even the last show, you talked about it. So don't give me that BS when we talking about it. I know the game is not over till 000, but just go ahead and talk about that, that beautiful pony that you got that was blessed with a trade. So go ahead and talk about CMC and how he was just running up and down that. Go ahead, bro. Just go ahead. Good.
I'll say this. Yes, CMC was a big part of the win over the Rams, again, for the 8th straight time in the regular season. But I'll just say this, and this is a very bold statement I'm about to make, but James Richard Garoppolo played the best game he ever played as a 49er quarterback. I'm going to, yeah, you might need to check my temperature. James Richard Garoppolo played the best game as a quarterback. Even better than the game he had against the Saints in 2019. Yes, Garoppolo took 3 sacks, but he finished the day 21 of 25 for 235, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
You could have had 3.
Could have.
But that well, I'm not trying to take away from what you said, but if he had a better arm, that would have been 6 for sure.
Well, I'll say it like this. If it was George Kittle instead of Ross Dwelly, Kittle would have scored. If Garoppolo put better touch on the football.
Dude was open. If he could have put it in the back of the end zone.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was butt naked wide open, but again, Garoppolo has a problem leading his receivers into the ball.
100.
Even on the great touchdown catch by McCaffrey had to dang near jump up like he's Vince Carter to get the damn ball. To which all Jimmy's going to do is just put a little bit of air under it.
Yeah.
And he would have let right in. Instead, Garoppolo throws it a little too high.
Alex Smith could have made that throw.
Well, Alex Smith definitely would have made that throw because Alex Smith was very, very accurate when he threw the football.
Yeah.
Even when he tried to throw the ball deep, he was still accurate. But nonetheless, this is why you make the trade this is why you made the trade for Christian McCaffrey. Right. And the fact is, they did all this, and number 19 was on the sideline.
Exactly.
Samuel was not on the field.
And wait. Oh, we're down 7 starters. Get out of here with all that. That was him, ladies and gentlemen. That was him. We're down 7 starters.
I expected the Rams to come out a lot better than what they did in this game. I did, because again, like I said, I was the same amount as in the NFC Championship game coming into this game because I just thought the Rams were going to come out better than what they did. And in the beginning, they did. The Rams had to lead at halftime 14-10. And in the beginning, Cooper fucking Kupp was getting wide the fuck open again. And then here he goes being an asshole because this is just what he does. But the Niners outscored the Rams 21-0 in the second half, and the defense got the Stafford, was applying pressure. But again, the elephant in the room for the Rams, and basically, it hasn't been the same since Todd Gurley's knees betrayed him. But the Rams' lack of a run game continues to be an issue. And again, going back to what we talked about earlier, Kareem Hunt's name has been involved in trade talks, and the Rams have been one of those teams involved.
I don't think they got enough capital. They didn't trade away a whole. I don't think they got enough. That's why they didn't get Christian McCaffrey.
Correct. And not only that, also, the Bills have called about Alvin Kamara. Something.
Bruh. Come on, bruh. We silently had a discussion about this way before pre-production, all this stuff, when I sent them this message. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs,
Gabe Davis. And you add number 41 to that?
Bruh, come on, man. What they trying to rebuild up that Kansas City Chiefs Bills game. That will be the step. I believe that the Bills really don't need anything else. I believe they're stacked what they are with Singletary back there too. But if you're just trying to add a dynamic weapon, I understand. If they get Kamara, man, that's almost like the Eagles getting AJ Brown, because I believe getting AJ Brown for Hurts, that brilliant. I mean, brilliant.
Yeah.
If Miles Sanders can stay healthy,
Howie Roseman gets a lot of credit for that one for getting AJ Brown.
Oh, for sure. But if Miles Sanders can stay healthy and run like I know he can run, and just AJ Brown just showed you what he can do. I mean, I ain't got to do the point again, right? But anyway, yeah, the Bills get Alvin Kamara. That he fits the West. I mean, not the West. He fits the AFC per se. He's nice. He's nice in the NFC, but his style almost reminds me like a Jamal Charles. You know, run, catch, just do it all kind of back. So that will be.
I'll just say it like this: you put Alvin Kamara in that Bills offense, it almost would be like Thurman Thomas reincarnated.
Don't you went there?
I went there. I went there.
I like it. That's a good comparison. Because Thurman Thomas did it all for the Buffalo Bills. And
yes, he sure did.
It's a shame that he did not get not one Super Bowl. Not one. Not one. I mean, but he did run against a bunch of powerhouses.
I'll say like this. Thurman Thomas was outstanding in Super Bowl 25. Damn near did everything but win the game. Definitely would have been the MVP of the game if Scott Norwood makes that.
If his kicker makes it, all the kickers to make it.
Yeah. However, with that said, it just seemed to become a Durling spiral in Super Bowls after first he lost his helmet in Super Bowl 26 against the Redskins and didn't recover. Nope. And then had fumbleitis against the Cowboys in the back-to-back years to play with the Cowboys. And keep in mind, the second game in Super Bowl 28, the Bills were up and were playing well, and that fumble that turned into a touchdown by James Washington, Thurman never recovered.
Yep, done.
And you just felt bad for him. But, I mean, that's the reason why the Niners got McCaffrey. McCaffrey did it all through.
For sure.
It's a damn shame when your running back throws a better deep ball than your starting quarterback. The ball he threw to Brandon Ayuk, and Brandon Ayuk, in Debo's absence, had an outstanding six catches, 81 yards with a touchdown. Gurley had the one big catch for the 6.
But you know what?
Go ahead.
Let me give your coach credit.
Giving a Shanahan credit. Stop the press.
He dialed up some good stuff. I mean, he kept the pressure on. He dialed up some good stuff. I mean, like you said, the pass that he threw the play to Ayuk, that was great. He stuck to the running game a little bit, but I knew once he got Christian McCaffrey, I knew what was about to happen. I knew it was going to be a lot of featuring him in running game, basically what the Panthers been doing with him. But you guys are built to have CMC for sure, and the play calling was nice. That was good. That was good. Wish my fucking coach can do some shit like that. I mean, anyway, but no taking away from that. But I told you that what was gonna happen.
Well,
I'm not shocked at what I saw, but what I'm just saying is it's good to see that now with McCaffrey, you literally don't have to stick to the running game. See, that's why you got him, because your coach has a problem with not sticking to the running game. So now with McCaffrey, you really don't have to really stick with it.
But I would say I would still stick with it when Elijah Mitchell returns, because now that would just complement CMC even more.
But
because now
when
you have
you're doing the things you just did with Christian McCaffrey, you still build on that. Why would you go to trying to be? I'm just saying, I'm trying to be in the mind of your coach, because it should have been perfect times where he should have stuck with the running game. You guys probably would have won a Super Bowl. As much as I just said that and want to sip some of this good stuff to rinse that out my mouth.
Nonetheless, they had their come to Jesus against the Rams again. And like now they're 4-4. They're 4-4 going into their bye week. We thought it was going to be a massacre, but it wasn't. But at the end of the day, the Buffalo Bills, or the Orchard Park Bills, get the win over the Packers 27-17. And Stephon Diggs. Good Lord. Good Lord.
But we knew that once the moment he took his helmet off and threw it in the playoff game.
Saints. When Case Keenum threw him the ball. But we
knew he was a problem when he did that. So yeah, are we shocked what he's doing with a better quarterback than Case Keenum?
No, we're not. They're 6-1. Packers and 5, and it's not looking good for the Cheeseheads as the Bills get the win, 27-17. So
say bye-bye. Enjoy this, whatever ride that Aaron Rodgers is going on right now. He ain't coming back next year. Just enjoy this.
Well, he is saying that Mr. Rodgers will not be in Wisconsin for 2023. Oh boy.
I don't think so.
That is something to say.
It's not fun for him no more. You ain't seeing him doing the discount double check. He ain't doing the fist pump. Ain't none of that happening right now. None of it.
And oh, by the way, the Bills, they get their cornerback back. Tre'Davious White is making his return to the Bills.
Yeah, well,
watch out.
You get him back in that Kamara, yeah. I'll see another AFC Championship game with the Chiefs and the Bills for sure. Unless Baltimore gets their shit together, it will be the Chiefs and Bills. Who else?
I don't disagree with that.
Who else? I mean, we never count out Mike Tomlin, but right now, Mike Tomlin is having a quarterback problem. So I can't really depend on that going right now. So the only solid team right now is the Chiefs and the Bills. Who else?
Good point. You make a very valid point.
But I know it's any given Sunday, but I'm just saying, as I'm looking at the NFL right now, ain't nobody. Josh Allen is on a mission. He tasted it. He was right there. 19 seconds.
He wants to drop. No question. Heading into week 9, I'm 17-12. He's 13-13. He's already given you one upset special.
You say 16 and 13?
15 and 13.
15 and 13. Okay. Let's go.
I'm 2 up in the win column. But anyhow, I already gave you one pick. We'll go with the other.
The Jaguars are beating the Raiders Sunday. And you know what? I will eat the biggest crow in the world if they do win. Now, I'm hoping that Josh Jacobs, the offensive line, gets it together and Josh Jacobs has a great game. But I just see somewhere down the line, Jaguars win that game. Spoiler alert, upset special. Let's go.
Now,
are you picking the Raiders? You picking the Raiders?
No, I'm picking Jacksonville.
No.
Don't do well in Florida. It's just been proven they haven't done well in Florida. Anyhow, you and I both said that
when Darren McFadden was running, I believe that's the last time they probably went to Florida.
Darren
McFadden ran wild.
That's the one time they lost. That's the last time they won in Jacksonville. The last time they actually played in Florida, they won against the Dolphins on Saturday night. They also had to get Marshawn Lynch football.
The last time they played the Jaguars, I believe, was in Oakland, where I took your nephew.
The last game in Oakland, yes.
Yep.
Home game in Oakland, yes.
And I'm going to say this. My son, when he is a Raider and a Jaguar fan, he is. Can't help it. That's why I took him to that game. And I'll say the only reason why that he made it to that game is because a family member blessed us with those tickets. And I'm thankful for that because DeAndre had an awesome time because I also met up a coworker at that game. So we went to a tailgate. He got the whole Raider experience of he'd been to a preseason game. You know, it's like going to a regular season game when you go to a preseason game. But for him to get that regular season game and the tailgating experience with his two favorite teams,
definitely for certain. So we already both chose the Eagles over the Texans because there's just no need to discuss the Thursday night game. None whatsoever. Interesting game. Chargers and the Falcons at the nest that is Mercedes-Benz Stadium. The Falcons are playing some good football, and damn it, I'm gonna ride with Arthur. I'm going to pick.
I'm riding with alma mater.
Alma mater's mascot.
I'm riding with alma mater.
Yes.
Well, you already know I'm alma mater because who they playing, but still.
No, I just
the Chargers are not playing good football right now. They're not. They're not. It's just.
I mean, even the win they had against the Broncos on Monday night, even that was a struggle. Russ was struggling mightily in that game, and you're thinking, why is the Chargers struggling? Well, I mean, division games that normally happen, so you kind of expect that.
Not that way. The Chargers should have easily won that game, to me.
But yes, the alma mater gets just like the way they're playing. I like the way what Arthur Smith is doing,
and I love Marcus Mariota getting a redemption. I mean, he had a little shot with my team, but I love what he's doing right now. If Kyle Pitts can get to be playing like Kyle Pitts, and
they can be a problem.
Wait till Cordell Patterson get back. He's not out for the year, is he? He should be coming back pretty soon.
He's on IR. He's not out for the year. But I mean, Mariota last game was solid. 20-28, 253, 3 touchdowns, 2 receptions.
Solid.
Hundley's been running like a madman, 16 carries for 91 yards. And Kyle Pitts, he's been catches, 40 yards. I would like for them to use Drake London just a little bit more because he's been having a solid year. But I mean,
I agree with I definitely agree with that one right there. Just a little bit more.
And it's just playing well, and Arthur Smith deserves a lot of credit. Bears against the Dolphins. The battle of Tua versus Justin Fields.
Where?
It's in Chicago at Soldier Field. If the elements are involved, I think.
You know what?
I think
we've been on point all day today talking, because I was just about to say, I need to know what the weather is going to be like for that game. That's
elements.
That's exactly what I'm about to say. And you said the elements. So we vibing on this pick right now. So do we need to look up what the Chicago weather? Are you on it or no need to look it up? What's going on?
Let me see here. Let's go. Let's
for a second, ladies and gentlemen.
Where are you at? Weather.
Because we want to did this pick. Yeah. Because even though Miami can play in the elements, but it's something about that Chicago element that makes it a little bit different from Miami. Because it can
the Chicago wind, the shores of Lake Michigan can really determine some things, and normally teams from Florida that play in the tropics normally don't do well in the cold
because it's still a little bit warm when the weather is going a little nasty out there that way.
Now here's the kicker: the night before in Chicago, 76% chances of thunderstorms.
Ooh. Night before the game.
And then because it'll be 49 degrees at night with evening rains. Now, going into Sunday, it is scheduled to be 63 with a 15% chance of rain showers and winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. So, with that said, with the elements perhaps the night before possibly coming into play the day of kickoff, I might use the Bears as my upset special because I just don't know if I can trust the Dolphins in the elements away from Florida, because there's dealing with the tropics of Florida, and then there's dealing with the cold that is Chicago.
But I just thought of something. I just thought of something, and it might be my pick towards the Dolphins. You got to remember they just traded away their best defensive player on the other side of the ball. You got to think about that. True. You got to think about that. True. So I think that is true. Even though the element, because that's what I asked. I know we both were on point with that, but they just traded away Roquan Smith.
True. Not just him. They traded the mighty Quinn too.
And I was getting to that. So I'm riding with the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins get that just on a simple fact because I believe the Bears are about to go through a rebuild, a small rebuild. It ain't gonna be like a big blow it up rebuild. You know, they're trying to get draft capital because they want to get.
Got plenty of it. They got plenty of it.
I believe my Raiders got 10 picks coming up next year, and I believe the Bears are right there as well. And we're not not supposed to be rebuilding per se, but I'm wrong with the Dolphins on that one. So for the simple fact of the matter that they traded away their Roquan Smith. So yeah. Dolphins.
Pick Miami, but I will not be shocked one bit if somehow the Bears pull off an upset.
So you're picking the Bears, or are you saying you switch your?
No, I'm taking Miami, but I'm saying I won't be shocked if the Bears pull off a win.
Okay.
Panthers and Bengals at home in the jungle. The Panthers have played a lot better under PJ Walker, but I expect this to be a bounce back. Bengals. I'm going with Cincinnati.
I'm definitely going with the Bengals on that one too, for sure. Definitely Bengals.
What used to be one of the great rivalries of the NFL. The Patriots in Foxborough. You just don't know which Colts team you're going to get. Bill Belichick playing the musical chairs that is Jones and Zappy, but The Stevenson is the motor that runs the Patriots offense, and I'm going with the hoodie.
Didn't the Colts bench their quarterback?
Yes, they did. Sam Ellinger is running the show. So with that said,
I hate to say this, but I'm going with Belichick.
I'm picking the Minutemen as well.
Yeah, I'm right with Belichick on that one. And I don't even think Jonathan Taylor is going to be playing in that game either. So
no, he played last week. He ran for 76 yards against the Commanders.
Okay, I thought he got hurt in that game. So my bad. So I must have read some was misinformed with some stuff.
But it does not help for the Bengals that Awuzie left the game with an injury. So we'll check the injury on that. Next game. Normally, I would say get right game for Rodgers because it is the Packers against the Lions.
Are you still riding the Lions train? Are you still?
I'm going to say this is a get right game for Rodgers, but I won't be surprised if the Lions somehow pull off an upset. But no,
who are you picking?
I'm picking the Packers because I think this is the game that Aaron Rodgers will have a get right game.
Is this in Detroit Motor City or
it is at
Frozen?
It is at Ford. It is at Ford Field. It is under the Henry Ford Dome.
I'm picking the Lions. Upset special. This is the upset right here. This is the upset. I believe the Lions get it right.
Tough one. The Bills. And we have already talked about the Jets' struggles at home. They're 1-3 at home.
The Jets versus the Bills.
Yeah. And I know the Jets will play them tough. I just don't think the Jets have enough firepower to keep up with the Bills.
Yeah, I'm going East Rutherford. No, excuse me, not East Rutherford.
Orchard Park.
I'm going to Orchard Park. Yes. Sorry, cousin. Sorry, Bam Bam. But this.
But again, that 1-3 home record for the Jets, composed to the 3-1 record of the Bills,
it just doesn't fit for me. And you're supposed to play better at home. That's your crowd is supposed to at least build you a few wins.
But for the Bills. In the nation's capital of Landover, the Vikings play the Commanders. And normally when he's picking the Vikings, which I agree. But again, I won't be surprised if Tanner.
Even if Chase plays in that game, I just still think that Dalvin Cook finds a way to just slice and dice that.
Well, like I said, the Vikings are the most quietest 6-1 team that you'll ever talk about.
Agreed.
But again, I won't be surprised if Tyler Heineke pulls off another, gamer in him type game in the game.
I definitely agree with that statement for sure.
Now, Crow, but he did say the Jags would be his beloved Raiders.
I'm picking the Jags.
He's picking the Jags. The Seahawks go to the desert to play the Cardinals. Seahawks at 5-3, Cardinals at 3-5. Until they can be beaten, I'm riding with the Seahawks.
Was that D-Hop's first game was away? Yes.
His first game back was
away. It was away. Yes.
No. His first game back. Hold on. Let me make sure here.
I think it was away because the one had to catch, right?
No.
He's been back 2 weeks. He's been back 2 weeks.
DeAndre's first game back was at home against the Cardinals because he caught 10 for $103 against the New Orleans Saints.
I'm picking
So
the
this will
Cardinals.
be.
I'm picking the Cardinals to win this one.
Oh my! He's going with 2 upsets this week.
I think the Cardinals get this one.
The Cards. I'm going with the Seahawks. Last year they played in the playoffs.
Oh,
in the same stadium, and one particular team got the win. Even though the Niner and me won't lose, but I'm actually picking the Rams to beat the Buccaneers in the big pirate ship.
no running game. Nope. Tom Brady wins that game.
Oh, he's going with the Bucks.
That I need 3 upsets to happen so I can be above you. So that right there, that does it. I'm picking. I'm riding with that some bitch out of fuck Tom Brady. You know what? Honestly, I know I picked the Bucks, but really on this episode and show, fuck Tom Brady, and he better not deliver this W for me. But fuck him. Excuse my language on the show. You know what? Nope, this is my show. Fuck Tom Brady.
We call it passion. Lots of passion. Now, record-wise, this is a very intriguing game. You got the 5-2 Titans traveling into the 5-2 Kansas City Chiefs. Certainly not a place you want a young quarterback in Malik Willis to make his second start. And I know we have Travis Henry, and I know Mike Vrabel will have those Titans playing hard, but I just don't see them going into Arrowhead and beating the Chiefs. As the Snickers commercial would say, the chefs. But I'm right with Andy Reid and the Chiefs.
The Raider in me wants to pick the Titans. Just because it's almost like how I feel about our production company. That's how I feel about this game, our production company. And I can't wait. I can't wait to Debo watch this, so he'll know what I'm talking about when I say our production company, and he'll comment on this show.
Somebody throw up the Roman Reigns meme right now, damn it.
But I can't route the Kansas City Chiefs, but I gotta pick them to win this game. So yeah, just because I need that W. So
Lamar Jackson is to showcase his tremendous talents in the Superdome against the Saints. Quote the Ravens, nevermore.
I'm right with Poe.
The Anchor Hounds. So predictions for week 9. We both agree on the Eagles. We both agree on the Falcons. We both agree on the Bengals, Dolphins, Pats. He's picking the Lions to melt some cheese in the big Mustang Dome.
I agree.
We both pick the Bills. We both pick the Vikings. We both pick the Jags. He's picking the Red Sea to rise above the Seahawks. He picks the Buccaneers. I pick the Rams. We both pick the Chiefs. We both pick the Ravens. So we shall see if his upset specials work or if my upset specials work. That is week 9 predictions of the NFL. Now, as previously mentioned earlier, their teams and their mascots. Some three cities are keeping the same name. Four teams are keeping the same name. One got a new name, and the other got an enhancement to another name. So, with that said, as we can come on now. Well, what we can say is, even though I wanted the Vegas team to be called the Vegas Outlaws again, like they were in the first.
I do like Vipers. I do like Vipers.
I do like the Vegas Vipers. Yes, I do.
Hey, brother, I think I might have to come out there. We might have to catch a game together.
Hey, why not? I'm pretty sure.
So and you do know, anytime that we do travel to we will do a live show. That has
with one screen.
We have. It seems like the people enjoyed the live show when he was back in his original state. So, whenever we get together, that will be a live show.
We have the Vegas Vipers, the San Antonio Brahmas, out of the San Antonio Brahmas, but their logo is like the Brahma Bull, the Rock's tattoo. So that's why.
So does he have an affiliation with that?
Don't know if he does, but if I can, I'll show you the Brahma logo with the San Antonio Brahmas. So now the Seattle Dragons, as they were known last year or a couple years ago, they're now the Seattle Sea Dragons.
Yep.
The St. Louis Battlehawks still keep their name. The DC Defenders still keep their name. The Houston Roughnecks keep their name. Now, Orlando, which in the original XFL, I think, what was their name? Hold on. Let's go. Original XFL team. Let's try to open up a new port. There we go. Okay, so this will not include a team from LA.
Oh,
it will not include a team from New York or Chicago.
So the major three cities, we don't get no team. That's interesting.
Back in the original XFL, Orlando had a team called the Orlando Rage.
Yes.
But now they're now known as the Orlando Guardians, which the Guardians was the New York, New Jersey name under the last XFL a couple of years ago. So the Renegades will be the Renegades, but instead of being called the Dallas Renegades, they're actually going with the Arlington Renegades since they actually play in Arlington. So
so we actually
right.
So are they playing in Jerry's World?
Still playing in the old Rangers ballpark, the one that doesn't have a roof. Home games will still be there. Now, their football operations and their practices will be in Arlington.
Okay.
That's what it is. That's where all 8 teams will practice. Now, of course, they will travel to their particular, destinations for their stadiums. In their cities. So, yes. So, the only thing that hasn't been decided is it has not been decided where the Vegas Vipers will play their home games at. Of course, Seattle will still play in Lumen Field, home with the Seahawks.
Give it to Allegiant. Come on, Mark. Give it to him. Make that money.
Of course, St. Louis will still play in the Dome. The San Antonio Brahmas will still leave Orlando. Will play in the Florida Citrus Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. Saints will play at the old ballpark in Arlington. And I think the Houston Roughnecks will still play where the Houston Cougars play, if I'm not mistaken. And again, the only thing that hasn't been decided is the stadium for the Vipers, which it should be Allegiant, but don't know. And kickoff will take place the 18th of February, 5 days after Super Bowl 57, which I believe Super Bowl 57 this year will be on the 13th of February.
Wow. So we won't have to wait for football for too long. I love it.
5 days.
Bring it.
But I think with this one, considering that The Rock is putting his have substance, and I think this will be just more than just a 1 year thing, considering that they have an exclusive network deal with ESPN, which is huge for them.
Huge.
Shoot, I can just find out. Yeah. Now, if I can just find out what stadiums they're going to play at, all the other stadiums they are going to play at.
Have they announced that yet?
Well, like I said, I know the Renegades are going to play at the ballpark in Arlington.
Excuse
me. Like I said, they'll play their games at the Citrus Bowl or Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida.
Indeed.
The Brahmas are going to play at the Alamo Dome. Sea Dragons will still play at Lumen Field. Of course, the Battlehawks will play in the Trans World Dome, former home of the St. Louis Rams before they went back to Los Angeles. The Houston Roughnecks, they're going to play at TDECU Stadium. I'm going to say that's the stadium that same stadium where the Houston Cougars play at. So where they played at in 2020 before the season, that's where they're going to play at. The DC Defenders, I believe they're still going to play in the same stadium that the soccer team plays at, which is Audi Field, if I'm not mistaken.
Interesting.
There. And like I said, the only thing that hasn't been decided is the home of the Vegas Vipers. That's to be determined, which I know they could use Sam Boyd, but it makes all the sense in the world to
use Allegiant.
Have it at Allegiant.
Yeah.
And plus, you got the Hall of Famer in Rod Woodson as their head coach, which is quite interesting, to say the least.
Rod Woodson is the
Rod Woodson is the Vegas Vipers head coach. Yes.
Yeah, put that at Allegiant.
That said, so Bob Stoops, the head coach of the Renegades of Arlington, as he was before. For the DC Defenders, head coach is Reggie Barlow. Woodson's the head coach. For the Houston Roughnecks, Uncle Wade Phillips is the head coach.
Houston Roughnecks. I love it.
Orlando Guardians head coach is Terrell Buckley.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what? That is he's a family member.
Mr. Buckley? Really?
Yep. He's part of the family.
San Antonio Brahmas, head coach by two-time Super Bowl champion Hines Ward.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I liked.
Still head coach by former Saints head coach Jim Haslett.
Jimmy's still hanging around. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Yes, he is. The Battlehawks of St. Louis, their head coach is former tight end of the Buccaneers, Anthony Beck.
Wow. Okay.
So they are done.
Had a good career.
Whoa! Interesting. Okay, so just to give you a little thing about the coaching staff. So and this is just the Battlehawks. Doc B. Bruce Gratkowski is the Battlehawks offensive coordinator.
No shit.
Former All-Pro receiver Ricky Prohl is coaching wide receivers. Donnie Abraham is the defensive coordinator. Leroy Glover is coaching the defensive line.
Oh, nasty.
And that's for the Battlehawks. Now, for staff. Ray Sherman coaching wide receivers. He has Chris Dishman, great cornerback. He's the defensive coordinator.
Wait, Dishman?
Chris Dishman, yes.
That's a throwback right there.
Yes, indeed. He has not named an offensive coordinator yet, so we'll see from there. Let's check out Uncle Wade's staff. Who does he have on his staff? He's at AJ Smith, that is offensive coordinator. Andre Garrard, a tremendous center with the Cowboys. He's going to coach the offensive line. Bill Johnson, coach of the defensive line. Brian Stewart is his defensive coordinator. So yeah, they got leg trainers, video equipment. I definitely think The Rock is doing this the right way in this third rendition of the XFL. Agreed. So like I said, the takes place on the 23rd of February, so you don't have to wait for football for those that are saddened about football coming to an end. So it is pretty exciting. But that is our Week 9 predictions and Week 8 recap of the Mizzle An Dub Show. As we thank you always for watching. Again, if you have any subjects, please feel free to leave it in the comments. And yes, as the NBA season goes along, we will talk some hoop, we will talk some NBA basketball, maybe even sprinkle in a little college basketball. We never know. But we thank you for watching. Sprinkle it in so much. But I know my partner's going to go celebrate his wife's birthday some more later on in the day and treat her to a nice dinner, because that's just what good husbands do.
Yeah.
And we will see you for Week 9 recap and Week 10 predictions of the Mizzle An Dub Show. We thank you for watching. He is Mizzle. I am Dub. It is November to remember, as we are almost at the end. We are almost at the end of 2022. Boy, it just goes by so fast. But anyhow, as always, just remember, it is 5 o'clock some damn where. It's beer.